Oh shit, I forgot to start the music and I started it early. Y'all threw me off because you were talking in chat before I ended up, Jesus Christ. Before I ended up, coming in. Shape of your robot. I mean, it's not, I'm not even sure if I came up with the shape of this robot. I definitely don't own this general shape of robot. And you certainly don't need my permission to make a punch spinner. I mean, this is a Peter bar wedge. I didn't even make up. I didn't even design this wedge. So I definitely wouldn't worry about. When were these comments made? Because that's the thing about it being. I'll have to go back and look. Because I was like, I haven't started the stream and there's already comments. Not sure if that put it right there. But yeah, I can't. You know what I realized I should do? I didn't add the risers to prevent other robots from going too far up. I realize how this is made. It's. I guess I could print it that way. Ah, I see. Because I was like, wait a minute. There's already comments. I'm not used to that. Yeah, I was just. I don't know. My whole weapon assembly should be more robust, so I might not need them. You know what? Because it was really just a skip. Because it was. I was just thinking about because I realized I didn't put the fins on the front to prevent people from rolling up on me. But I'm also have a much more robust, endurable weapon than before, so I'm not sure if I need them. And the main reason why I'm considering not doing it is because I'm realizing how easy it would be to print these on this face than any other face, like printing them like that. If I add the risers again, it'll be awkward to print. Some weird music. Because I guess it could be printed like this, but this part would be weird. I could also not have the forks in the way that they go all the way up on my robot. I could design the forks differently. That's also an option. So I'm just going to do this as it is. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing a square. I don't want to do a square. It'll be kind of square, but not square. You know what I mean? I think I might still have the top plate be two different parts. As it was before. Okay, and then we want to have this. Nope, not to that. To the its own part. Yeah. I'm having connection issues, I think. There's not much unfortunately there's not much I can do about it. Although I may have to I think I might check on it, what's causing the freezing after this stream. It's a little bit hard for me to do it during but an OES issues. I'm trying to think. Oh, I might need to. I may have to do some cleaning up on my computer too. It could be a memory issue. So I'll have to look into that. You know what? I want this. Fuck. I want to add a relationship, but I want this to like barely cover this part. Feel like a 1 millimeter overlap, but I want it to pretty much be coincident here, linear or whatever you want to call it. I'm realizing I'm like, why are these holes so far up when they could be further back? But I think that's fine. I think it should be fine actually where those holes are. I don't need the top to go that far back. It does not need to go all the way to the back. Yeah, I might keep the stream short today if we're having connection issues. I think over Labor Day weekend, I should do a cleanup of my computer because I realize that I think I also have a lot of old files. I'm not sure how you accidentally run it on a Game Boy. I couldn't tell you where my Game Boy is, to be honest. I'm actually streaming from my Intellivision. Maybe that's the problem. That is not what that's supposed to be. I also don't believe you that they were streaming on a Game Boy. At least not running the stream from a Game Boy. You could stream a Game Boy, but that's not the same as streaming from a Game Boy. Okay, that's gonna bother me if that's not centered. No, we're not gonna up to service. We're just gonna do. I don't even remember what I did, but I think I do want to move this because this feels thin. So I'm gonna actually change the back and move this whole, these top holes. Why is this green? Oh, we'll get to that. I'll get to why the hell this fucking top plate's green. Some funky music. 5. I think that extra millimeter is gonna make me feel a lot better. Oh, what? That's the problem. I was changing the side. I'm just gonna delete that. Editing the wrong part. Okay, luckily we didn't get too deep into it. It has technically competed at NHL, so in some, it might not be no, but what do you mean by a NHL bot pack? What do you mean? I don't know what a pack? I'm trying to make an NHL bot pack. Yeah, I don't think anybody would want it, but it is technically competed at NHL. It just did terribly. No one wants care. Although there are other like bots with no wins that have a comparable record, but that's why I need to go back to NHRL so I can make more people know about it. I'm not gonna. This one's not gonna have a crazy tip speed because I'm going plan on. What was I gonna do? Because I'm switching up what the tip speed's gonna be, and I think even before I don't think it was ever that crazy. Because yeah, they did ask me my tip speed last time, but I was like, I don't think, like, I wasn't doing anything in a crazy way, so I don't think they were too worried about it. Considering I was using it within the parameters suggested by Peter for his hub motor, so I wasn't. Okay, that's fine that way. I'm doing a lot of wacky stuff with this robots, but one of the things I don't really do is I don't really push my electronics beyond what they're supposed to that much. Like, I'm not the guy that's like running my robot in a way that it could explode at any second. Or at least, I guess I say that, but my bot has exploded for no reason, but that's different. I don't know if that's not gonna be. Battle RC. Oh, that's what the battle pack is for? I'll have to look up what Battle RC is, or because I know there's like combat robot games. Oh yeah, I bet. I imagine, because I feel like NHRL in a lot of ways for even the viewers is sort of superseding a lot of NHRL stuff at this point. Or NHRL is superseding BattleBots. That's what I meant. The cultural relevance is dwindling fast for BattleBots. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Because I think it's... But I'm curious to see where that ends up going in the future. Like if they end up... If we're gonna end up, when I talk about combat robots, if I'm gonna start hearing people talk about positively is ranked above Silent X, Ratfish, and Elytra. I didn't know that. Like and NHRL. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I don't know how NHRL rankings work. Like, I assume they factor in your record and stuff, but I don't know what... Interesting, because all the ones you mentioned are, like, good robots. Like, how does Positively Hysterical win fights? Also, this is a much smaller top plate than my old one, because I'm not covering the wheels. Which I think is actually probably, which is kind of the point, because there doesn't need, I don't need a top plate for my wheels. Yeah, because this top plate's mostly just to keep, although this top plate's going to be a lot less important for keeping the electronics in. Because I understand how RC ranks work, and I understand how MRCA ranks works. I have no idea what they're doing over there at NHRL for ranking. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of cool. Okay. A little bit of a different look than our previous Hodag. To replicate. I'm trying to think of some good ones. Are we trying to go for like niche ones? Or are we trying to like that other people wouldn't do? Or are we trying to go for like the heavy hitters, like the most known? Because if you're going for most known, Eruption's got to be one. Eruption, Caldera. Oh, of course, yeah, I got Steam. You can see, oh, I forgot I now hide my bar. Yeah, I got Steam. And I'm running on Windows. I forgot that recently I started hiding my bar so that way I don't like dox myself in any way or anything. BattleBots has met Vector in the afterlife. BattleBots at least post stuff on YouTube. Oh shit! I realized I moved this because this makes more sense to for these both to be here, and then I forgot that I had a. I forgot that I put that there. I do still want to screw for the top plate, so we're gonna have to make some adjustments. This is fine though. We're fine. We're still good. Although consequently, I'm probably gonna move a lot of this way up. In NHRL. Pipeline punch. I'm trying to think of... Yeah, because there's a lot of robots that, like, have been to NHRL, but I don't know if they're necessarily by intimidation. But I don't know if they're necessarily what I'd call... Oh, because there's a distance mate. That's why it's not going to work. No, don't do that. Cancel. Find. I'm not sure. What do you mean by intimidation? Pipeline punch. Yeah, I feel like... Oh, what the heck? There's some wackiness, but... Yeah, I haven't seen that many... What are we talking about? No weight class better than 30 pounds. One of these days, I'm going to actually get around to making a 30-pound robot. Or ribbit. But yeah, I've only seen a little bit of, I guess, the 30-pounders. I haven't actually been able to watch much, because like in person at least, obviously. But I've never seen like BattleBots in person. That's one thing I want to do at some point, even if it's not the same as it used to be. Depth charge. I might. Especially since I need to find stuff for the some of the other streams. Okay. I think we changed that in a good way. Robot Rumble 2. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check those out. I've been meaning to, but I've always feel like I have a million things going on. I think with the you talking about driving practice, I'm pretty sure with what's it, the Zorro, I think you can hook it up to your computer and use it as a controller. So that would be an interesting thing to try out. Is like if we're using it for driving practice, hooking it up to the actual computer. It'd be the closest to being like a one-to-one representation. Droopy. Oh, that's a good one. Such an interesting robot. I'm always curious how how you think of doing that the first time. Mako TPU forks. Mako's a classic. Mako's one of the ones they named drinks after. Apparently Mako doesn't have a dumpster. For some weird reason I thought Mako had a dumpster, but I recently realized they didn't. That's not super related, but Wait, why is this? Did this lose its material? It lost its... It didn't... It has its material, but it lost its appearance. Or is it in like... semifinals? This feels so weird, this robot. Cause can you tell it was... Oh, that's not what I want to do. Can you tell that I was inspired by the pipeline punch? The pipeline punchification of all the marker robots? I know all the, well, not the fillet, not bodies. Bodies? No, not merge. That's the problem. We can't merge them. Yeah, because these screws are mostly just to, I could make it one top plate, but I just know, like, because it can't go down any further because the punching method. It would be the 3-point. Interesting. The 3... Wait, is that a different Droopy? Because I thought Droopy was the one with the... with no wheels and the spinners. Unless there's a new Droopy. Unless there's a new Droopy... a new Droopy dropped. I gotta figure out... Okay, I gotta... Subtraction. Interesting... Caldera V2, Silent Sprang, Monkfish, Serial Killer. Project Liftoff 2, Clyde, Chainsaw Kitty, Peekaboo. One second. Some of the... I don't remember Serial Killer or Peekaboo. I love me Monkfish. CSK? Oh, Chainsaw Kitty. I was like, it took me a second to realize what Chainsaw Kitty was supposed to be. Okay, no, I don't think we want to do that without mating it. I'm like debating. I'm like, do I try to make... Because I'm going to try to make what this wedge attaches to. I'm trying to like decide at what angle. Okay, how am I gonna try it? Yeah. That's probably too... That's gonna scrape on the ground. Okay, we're gonna set this aside for a moment. And we're gonna make a wedge mount. I'm trying to remember, what month does NHL come back? Because that's got to be getting close. V2? I feel like Ampere's had a lot is beyond V2 recent. Because Ampere is because V2 debuted last year. Droopy? I thought, for some reason, I thought Droopy was from Illinois. We could, although I don't remember. I'm not the most versed on NHL bots, to be fair. In my defense. Cali is probably more likely to be correct, because I feel like if he was from Illinois, I probably would have seen him more. For considering I'm in Wisconsin, but I could also be thinking of someone else. Oh, hey, Ian. Yeah, I guess Hodag has been hit by the pipeline punchification, I guess. SoCal. Okay, it is SoCal. It's California. But yeah. The wheels are now outside of the robot. Even though the wheels are the same size. We have a compact for the punching mechanism in a rack situation. We have more support for the punching mechanism, so it doesn't, hopefully I bend fewer shafts, larger shafts, everything's thicker. Except for the weapon blade's thinner but larger diameter, but the uprights are thicker. These are going to be aluminum instead of plastic, but there's also not going to be a screw going through the whole thing. And I was going to try out the Peter Bar wedge. Yeah, I want to actually be able to punch, because before it was just sort of like, I want to like punch, because the weak weapon was always the I feel like the most underwhelming part of Hodag. Now I'm working on how I'm going to mount the wedge, essentially. Wait, what is... This is... Yeah, I was like, this has to be coincidence with something that's not supposed to. But yeah, because I've been like calling it Bigfoot punch foot. Oh, okay. Nah, it's gotta be Hodag. Bigfoot punch. Yeah, I realized partway that, like, I keep my robots' names and their actual, like, type don't actually match up. Okay, we need... Basically, I need room for the screws. But yeah, this is... I'm hoping to have this version of Hodag ready by the October event at RSL. So I can fight in that match made, wherever we're calling... I forgot what we're calling it, but the matchmaking one. Matchmaker? I don't know. Actually, I'm going to have this go a little bit higher, because I feel like for this, I almost want a pseudo upright. Oh, yeah, I could see that. Some freaky bots. I think I saw one of them. I saw one of the bots you were bringing to the October event. It was it wasn't in English. I don't remember what it was. I was like, oh, of course he's back with the characters. Also, why the tongue? Is that supposed to allude to something? Oh Jesus, that's lying. I need to not forget I need room for the actual shaft. Or the screws have to go into somewhere and it can't be going through the shaft. Gotta break the old Mr. Pipeline Punch, rinse the Pipeline Punch. I mean, I've fought a lot. I've fought you more than I think any other driver, Ian, but I've never actually fought Pipeline Punch. I've fought Calibri, Delirium, the Power of Evil, the Tropical Trouble. I might make one. We'll see. Because this is still going to be pretty modular, so I might experiment it with stuff, but. I still don't have options, so right now I'm just working on this version because a lot of the heavier there's some heavy horizontals. Tropical Trouble like 2 times. Yeah, oh well yeah, twice in a row. Back to back. Not like 2 times, twice. Just on the same day. This is gonna be one of those I'm gonna like I'm just going off of vibes and then I'll fix it later. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Yeah, I'd rather not have to fight it twice again. Although you're good. Although I'm gonna have to get used to it if you're selling a kit of it. I'm gonna have to be fighting so many Tropical Troubles. Actually, I want to do something. Sorry. I realized I want to make this a little bit better. So I'm going to create a reference geometry. I could do that, but instead of doing it off, I hate doing offsets. It never ends up working out properly. So I was going to do a mid plane on this part, although its body is in the way. Not think this through. Oh my god, that mud skipper fight. Okay, we're just gonna, before I do that, suppress this so it's not in the way. Yeah, that's not really, I think, how anybody wanted to see Mud Skipper lose. New mid plane. That there, unsuppress. We're going to edit sketch plane. And I'm going to use that reference geometry I just created. And then I'm going to have to switch this to a mid plane. That way I have the off, because I want it offset, but I also want to, because like normally when I do the forks, I just have it to one side and I just don't care if it's not where it's going to be. And then, and then I'm just going to have, but I have to have it line up with this. Okay. You'll run freaky at fork bots like a few. Yeah, I don't think anybody liked Delirium. I did beat Delirium, though. Bigfoot did beat Delirium, for the record. I'd like to say that. It might have been entirely because there is a pit, but we don't need to... Do I have a floor? Yeah, you have... Create a floor plane, because the floor... Because you might think I would try to make the top plane the floor plane, but that never works because I end up defining the floor plane so late. Oh. I really, yeah, I think it might be a memory issue on my end. Let me make this transparent for a second. Is that going through the hole? Alright. I think as long as we're not going through the shaft hole, I think we're good. I'm surprised it's not going through the shaft hole. Slayer, ALR, Slayer of Giants. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, we are... I probably should have just put a screw through there and that would have been easier to see, but that's what a smart person would do, but I am not a smart man. This is a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I'm going to make this solid again. Not sure why this doesn't want to be solid, but okay. I think SolidWorks just hates me. I think I do want the top to go a little bit higher just so... I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference just so the other bots are less likely to try to... Nah, that'll be fine. Let's make this a little taller. Goofy stuff. Okay. Okay, there we go. And we need some screw holes. Oh yeah, that was, we are way off. Well, I guess it is a stream. I don't know. I do need to fix my connection issues. But I think the streaming, there's always going to be a delay, but the thing is, my connection today is making things way worse. I think that stuff like that's the only reason that Bigfoot was ranked halfway decently is because I would end up beating, like I didn't have a crazy good record with it, but I would beat bots that I had no business beating on occasion. Because, like, okay, I I don't think anything's gonna crazy. I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen if I just have that as a block. Because I don't think I'm not seeing a reason it should rotate. Because that would really be my only concern, would be rotate on its own, but because it'd be pushed in this way, and it can't rotate that way. I'll catch you later, Ian. Probably if you're going to RSL in a couple weeks, I'll see you then. I forgot. I always forget to check who's going to which event. I used to check more often and be like, all like, oh, this person's going. But now it's like, whoever's there is whoever's there. I always like plan to worrying about some robots, and that's never the robot I fight. And I get my ass kicked by some robot I never heard of before. I like it. I think it feels too simple to be like the answer, but I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with this. But yeah, because I feel like I might try because the TPU wedge, I mean, it did not work against Melon Baller. Melon Baller was the only one that it felt like it didn't work against, my TPU edge. But because every other horizontal I fought with the last wedge I was using, I either won or I lost for a completely unrelated reason. There's a non-zero chance that I use this titanium wedge and it doesn't end up working. Okay. Let me try some. Oh. Weapon angle rake. I'm trying to visualize what you mean by that. Make a line up with the weapon angle rake. Cause I'm like I'm trying to figure out what angle that would be. I'm trying to think of like how the weapon rake would affect. Also, I'd end up printing a bunch of them, but yeah, I think I do want. I was thinking with maybe having a TPU wedge for somewhere the ground game matters a little bit more. But because this is probably not really getting underneath people that much. Yeah, I think for the TPU one, I'll build it in a way that it does offer more like ground control than this does. Or more ground game. I'm mostly just making sure and nothing looks obviously wrong before I move on, because I Because I was trying to think of making sure I'm not missing something obvious. Because I have a zip tie hole. This is going to be plenty of room for the wires to come out. I'm realizing that the battery is going to be slightly exposed on the side. With how this is, you're going to be able to see the battery. Because this isn't going to be perfectly like that. Which makes me think this shouldn't be symmetrical. I always want to make symmetrical top plates, but the robot's not built in a way to make them. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Okay. I think I'm going to need 2 different top plates. Because of the battery. Because Relax a Bit. Because if I were to fight Relax a Bit again, Relax a Bit would hit this battery. Based on how the last fight I had against him. He would be able to hit that. Although I still need room for wires. Because how much room is this? Because I can't just butt it right up against it. Because wires have to go. Did I break the sides? Oh, see us lined up with the weapon. Which... Do you know which fight it was? I'll also have to figure out what I broke. Oh, the first sketch, of course. Oh shit, I forgot that I changed the thickness of the bottom plate. Excuse me. All right. Okay. Yeah, I built the last version of Hodag in a way that I was thinking I was gonna plan against all these different types of robots. And ultimately, I just sort of ended up using the same thing like every time. Okay, I'm going to create a new... Okay. Let me make sure, see if there's anything I can fix. Oh, this... Because it's a gear that's angry at me. Some gears just get angry at me when I try to do stuff. Or, no, this is a custom gear. Okay. SolidWorks is trying to gaslight me. Fingertech 1 pound drum kit thing though. Oh, the Fingertech. Oh, the drum, the beater bar. I don't remember about a Fingertech drum. Unless it's, or do you mean do you mean like, or do you mean this thing? Do you mean this, or do you mean like this? The beater. I know there's beaters. Oh, this is the 3 pound kit. Oh, they have this. This is the 1 pound beater bar. Yeah, the thing is they have a 1 pound beater bar, and then they have like a clamp on for that. Okay. I'm gonna create a new configuration in order to mess with some of the forks and stuff. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a forked configuration, then we're gonna have a TPU wedge. And I think after so after this stream, actually after this stream I'll start I'll actually be able to start working on it. Cuz if I'm just working on configurations. Oh, wait, I never actually changed. Hold up, back up. Before I forget, I need to make a separate top plate. Because if I forget to do that, it could be a disaster. It could be a travesty. What if I just, instead of doing that, we mirror entities, and then we just change this one. This is still going to be collinear. The bundle. Oh, it is not about to stop. Oh, that is not good if the audio was left to live stream. Because I'm outputting audio. You're not receiving audio, that's bad. We're not quite done yet. YouTube might be sick of my crap. They're like, you're done. Oh no. Yeah, I think I need to reevaluate my audio situation. That might be a little tight. But yeah. If we continue having audio issues, I might leave. Nope. Okay, we're just gonna delete that. Add a fillet. But yeah, if we're currently broken, I might just call it there once I finish what I'm doing. Text document. Oh, news. Hmm. Typing in chat. I don't know if this is being how this is gonna work for people watching it back, but I might end it soon if audio isn't working. I typed in chat. I don't know if you can see. I see the comments, and I typed in chat. Hopefully the chat works. He's saying he needs a text document, but I can literally, but there's also text chat, so. Okay, I might just call it. Because also saying that he isn't even in the stream. I'm gonna, in case the audio is working for like people watching this back later, I think we did actually make some good progress, and I'm pretty close to finishing this up. I think I'm debating whether I'll try to do the configurations offline or do them again next time, but either way, I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. I'm probably still going to revisit this and work on configurations next week, and do some discount